Welcome to a video by All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rody and Diz. We will share videos of our fishing adventures and other content we know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
So over here we've got the 10-ton cold storage we were talking about. So this one here is on all the time.
Yeah.
It's fully stocked. There's always 10 ton inside. Keeps it at the temperature we need.
Yeah.
All the raw product generally is in here. And then we'll have a section for the store stuff as well. So we can just, when that's empty, we can just grab and put it straight in the store.
Yeah.
We're doing things a little bit unique here. We try and get the bait direct from the boats, fresh as possible. And then that way, when we bring the bait here, we can process it correctly, and then we can get it out to the stores and keep it as fresh as possible. This thing turns over, so every day we're taking out of this, and the trucks will come down our alley past the forklift down here, and basically they'll pick up and drop off all day, pretty much every day. We'll turn this thing over constantly each week.
Fantastic.
So we have a main storage, a couple of storage hubs where we put about 30 to 50 ton between the two, and that kind of basically gets taken from there down to here and just circulates around.
Yeah, and it's constantly fresh that way in a void.
Correct. Well, the main thing with bait, we deal not just in bait, but we do food as well.
Yeah.
It's a big part of the business. So if we're buying food grade quality pilchards, we don't buy bait grade anything. It's food grade. So we treat it like food from the moment we catch it. So if the pilchards are caught on the boat, they'll be caught to order kind of thing.
Yes.
So we say we want 3 ton on a Sunday, it'll rock up on a Monday.
Yeah.
They'll go to the northern plant, they'll hand pick them out and IQF them obviously on board and basically hand pick them out into a white box. That then will get marked out for food and go to your supermarkets, your stores or whatever it may be. And over to the East Coast, which is quite big and popular. And then the rest of it will come here. We break it down, and we'll show you inside in a moment the cool room there, but basically we break it down in a cool room environment so that it never defrosts. So we dial that down, you put your jacket on and off you go, start bagging.
So when we get it and take it out of the bag, that's the first time it defrosts, is that right?
That's the plan, yeah. So basically, the only difference between food grade and what happens here is we don't have to have the hack-up requirements and everything here because we're not eating it. So we can afford to charge less because we don't have those requirements on us. But after that, it's basically the same thing, So whether that be fresh squid caught, whether it be, we've had fish come here, and the guru's behind the camera, he can't tell you, but we've had fish here, and we were sitting in the room, we put the fish in the cool room there to process down, and we hear it bang, 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 we go out there, and all the fish are still kicking alive inside there, so that's how fresh we can get some of this product.
That's what us recos want, isn't it?
Yeah, well look, it's one of those things, if you get a fresh bait, it's the best bait you can have, you're going to get a better success rate. And with everything going up and up and up these days, you want to make sure that if you're spending your money, you're going to get the best bang for your buck.
Yes, and you're always at the right price point too, boys, which we absolutely love.
Well, we try to do, and that's part of the chain of the fact that we're benefiting from buying food grade and we're buying bulk of food grade, 40, 50, 60 ton of something.
Yes.
When you start buying those sort of volumes, you get the good prices and everyone's happy. We are allowed to pass that on then.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Brilliant. All right, let's show us the room, mate.
No, we'll come on in here. So, this is the process plant. So this is actually, for those that know us, this is the old Let's Go Fishing shop. We set it out to be our process plant. Basically, this is where all the boxing and bagging gets done. This is where all the boxing and bagging gets done. The guys will come in behind here. We've got the cool room, which can be dialed up and down. So at the moment it's on fridge mode because we're not doing any production today. But we dial it down. It can go to freezer as well. The guys can go in there. They put the nice winter jackets on, and when they're in there, they'll start bagging the product down, trying to make sure its integrity stays there. Generally in most situations when it's cold, you can get away with a few different things, and you might get away with it once or twice outside. But as soon as you get to 45-degree days, the bait's melting the moment you take it out of a freezer or you do something with it. So that's where you really start to see the decline in bait quality. And so if you're just bringing it out into the elements and bagging it in a table environment, that's when you're going to really start to see the product deteriorate. And we try to avoid that. It costs us several thousands of dollars a month to run all these plants and processes, but we include that in the packaging and the costings that we do for the product.
And it makes a difference to the quality, so it's all worth it.
Exactly right, you know, and that's the thing, that's why we've sort of grown. We started off very small and local, and now we've expanded across all the other states as well. And that's purely just because of the brand. The brand's being known for food quality bait at a reasonable price.
Yes.
And as long as we maintain the quality, then we'll keep growing as well.
Absolutely. And the vending machines, mate, we can see down the end there. You'll show us them later?
Yeah, we've got a couple of them about to go out to different locations. So in South Australia, we've got quite a few of them. We've got 100 access. They're all stuck in Victoria and Queensland and Sydney. So as soon as the border restrictions ease up a bit, we'll start getting them over.
Yeah.
We had them all on a truck. I had 10 of them on a truck to come down, and COVID hit, and the truck's now been parked. So apparently, bait vending machines aren't essential.
Yeah.
We could dispute that.
Obviously,
we can build an argument there.
well, obviously they're not fishermen. That's why.
That's right.
What I might do is I'll take you into the plant and I'll show you. We left some bait over from Friday, yesterday, so you can have a look and see some of the quality of the bait.
Let's do it.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
How's the service?
Smells good in here.
Yeah, it does.
Love it.
Look, it's funny. In winter, this is the last place anyone wants to be.
Yeah.
But in summer, you're fighting everyone
Fighting for it.
to get out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So this is where the magic happens. So the guys and girls come in here, they'll bag down. We've got two plants. We've got a northern plant and we've got a southern plant. The northern plant deals with the food stuff.
Yeah.
There's about 10 people out there that operate during summer. And then out here, we've got between 5 and 10 people that are working out here at any one time. And then we ramp that up in summer when we have bigger orders. And because we're doing it on a regular basis, so we're constantly making fresh product, we have a surplus, but we don't try and go past too far because that's when the bait deteriorates.
Yes.
So rather than do one big season or one big stock take and then let it sit
too long, it goes bad.
it loses its eyes and its tails. We've all seen those sort of fish out there. So we don't get that problem because we just keep the man force going because it keeps everyone working and moving.
Yeah.
And it keeps all the boaties going, keeps all the fishers with money in their pocket, fish in our hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what they were bagging down yesterday. So I'll just try to show you some of the quality of the billies. So these are buzzers. We've got three sizes here. We've got the 24, 25s I've got in my hand. We have the 30s over here, the 40s, and we've got a couple of different sizes of squid. So these are all Spencer Gulf squid, locally caught. And we actually can get up to 5 or 6 different sizes of pillies at any one time.
Yeah.
And so we try and work to the areas and bag them up and bag them down for the right fishers.
Yeah.
What's good about
Clearly
your
fresh.
filters? Yeah, you're clearly fresh billies, as you can see. Nice colour.
Yeah.
Skin doesn't come off.
Yeah.
The trick with our filters is because they're IQF'd, well, they have a mix on them. So once the mix is, I guess, defrosted, they're no longer IQF.
Yes.
And so what happens is when you get a normal pilchard, we might buy the same pilchards as everyone, but the pilchards deteriorate. So the process you do from the moment you pick up the pilchard is really important.
Yeah.
So we have two companies buying the same pilchard from the same place, but if you don't handle it in a cool room, you don't handle it in the right conditions and environments, you let it defrost and freeze, it starts to become non-IQF, and then you start to lose skin.
Okay.
Then you start to deteriorate the eyes and tails because they're no longer frozen, snap frozen fresh.
Yes.
And you won't be able to do these sorts of things. So with our filters, we actually recommend you defrost them before you use them, and they'll become a very flexible rubber filter that you...
And you can see that'll stand your hook a hell of a lot better.
Correct. We've had guys that have said that they've had filters that they've left out in our Ziploc bags, which is another feature of why they stay fresh. And they've had them out a week and gone, oh, I'll just take it for burley. And they've gone to throw on some filters they've picked up from another location, and they're casting off the hook. They've put ours on after a week of being out, and they're still casting them out, catching fish.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And that's what happens when you get fresh produce, you know. Same with the squid, you get the nice fresh squid, you still get the green in the eyes.
Colour in the eyes,
you know. When you get fresh squid,
they look like real squid, don't they?
That's
compared
right.
to some of the plastic looking stuff you can get.
and there's squid and there's squid, you know. So in South Australia, we're one of the only bait suppliers, and there's about 3 or 4 in South Australia, that actually deals with SA products.
Yeah.
And so the squid is southern calamari. They're out of our waters here.
Yeah.
A lot of the other squid is imported from Vietnam.
Yes.
It's already pink and smelly before it comes. You've got squid coming out of China. You've got squid coming out of Taiwan. You know, and then there's even squid coming out of California. The California stuff's not too bad, and you know, everyone sort of uses a piece of it. It works in our market. But yeah, some of the other stuff just is not native to our area, and you know, doesn't belong here.
No, that's right, and that's what we want, supporting the locals, and that's what you guys are all about. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and so we got, like I said, that's just a sample of what we did yesterday. They break down, and And like I said, it comes in fresh, we bag it down. We've got people that know when they see on post on Facebook that we got fresh salmon or fresh commies in, they'll come down and buy them. They're like, oh, I'm not going to go catch them, I'm going to smoke these up. So, you know, people hit the page up, it's not uncommon for people to go, okay, take 10, 20, 30 kilos, you know. So it's quite an interesting process.
Tell us about your salted cockles.
Yeah,
look really good.
Yeah, so salted cockles, we salt them down, Australian cockles. These ones are from Gawler Beach. Basically, we salt them down. So when we get the cockles, we take them out of the shell, we put them in a salt bed, let them take all the moisture out of them, and then what happens is, once that happens, we then put them in a container with extra salt. And then they can then stay preserved like that for years.
And you were telling us, boy, they don't have to be kept in the freezer or anything?
No. So the good thing is for these is that you can leave them in the sidewall of the car or in the boat, you know, and as long as they're in a coolish area, they're fine.
Good to go.
And once you hit the water with them, they just reactivate and go back to a cockle. So they stiffen up and then they reactivate back. And what you find is you get a firmer cockle.
Yeah, stay on the hook a bit better?
Yeah, so when you're salt creek or you're fishing anywhere and you want to keep your bait on the hook, that's where you want salt cockle. And we do them cheaper than we do the other bags, and the way we can do that is because of the space. So I was saying before, like, you know, what we have here is, you know, 500 gram bag worth of cockles in a cup.
Yeah, which is,
so
you know, quite a big
bag. To that. And
so it's just more economic for your space and storage, is it?
So we can pass on the cost to the customer and the cost saving because we don't have to pay for all the storage of it. And so from that aspect, you know, that's a great saving because the customer, cockles are hard to get at the moment, and cockles are expensive to get, and they're only going to get worse. I expect us to go up to $20 a kilo soon, and that's in the very imminent future. And if that's the case, then you're outpricing one of the staples for whiting. And so by doing this allows for us to be able to provide the same cockle at a better rate, or at least try and maintain the rate that it's at now. So that we're getting up to 3 or 4 years out of it before it becomes too expensive for the average fishing net.
Awesome.
So
thanks for showing us around, mate.
Get out of here before we freeze, eh, guys?
Vending machines, boy.
Yeah, no worries.
These look good.
So yeah, this one here is one of the ones we're doing up at the moment. This one's heading out to North Haven Boating Ramp. And and the ABS boys, I've left them a certain little spot here for them to be able to splat when it gets up there. So you watch out for that one. They'll do a little thing on it. They give it their occasional splat.
Good stuff. Perfect.
The vending machines, we basically work out with them. What we do is we basically try and pick stuff for the local area that they're in. So it's, you know, you're using bait that is in that area and what they're going to sell, and the lines and the lures and all the stuff that goes in them. So they're all custom done. The vending machines are pretty straightforward. I mean, they're a dual zone vending machine. They have inside we've got 2 sections. I might jump the other side. Inside you've got 2 sections. Up the top here is the fridge, and then down the bottom is the freezer off 1 compressor, and allows for it to be dual zone. It's the first dual zone in the world, and the technology is exclusive to us in South Australia, and that's why we're rolling them out to the sort of sites. We can put all your tackle, we can put your live gents, everything in there. You've got all your frozen bait. It's just like a normal vending machine. Press D4 and pilchards pop out. But it allows for access to bait 24 hours a day, and the main thing is access to our bait.
It's good bait.
There's not a lot of stores that are open 24 hours.
No.
And then you're relying on service stations and things like that. And then if you're not getting the good quality bait at the time, this gives them the opportunity to be able to get it whenever they want and good quality.
Mate, I tell you what, if you go fishing with Rhodey, you're going to rock up to the ramp with no bait once or twice.
Well, it's interesting because like when we first put them in at Port Noarlunga was the first machine that went in. The second night we put them in and we did a bit of a press release on it, I went down there at 3 o'clock in the morning because my phone was alarming off, all these things going on. I thought someone's stolen a credit card and, you know, tapping and buying bait. And I rocked up at 3 o'clock and there was 4 boats there. And then there's audible line just behind the machine. And these guys are tapping their cards and it authorises $20 at a time, and you can pay what it is, and then they do another one. And they're buying $50, $60, $80 worth of bait each. And that's what I was getting on my phone. And that's when I realised this is going to be a big hit in the state, because the guys recognise the quality of the bait. And they're prepared, and they recognise that the tides and all that doesn't work. That doesn't work to our normal shop hours. So the weather report comes out at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning is the change, and the boys go, we're fishing. Well, then now you've got options.
Love it.
So we're getting them around. We're getting them to a few stores as well. Great revenue thing for the store and great little service to their customers. So if a store puts one out the front, obviously they're able to reduce their hours a little bit because they're still providing a service. They're making money while they sleep. They're giving the customers extra. If they can't get there because it's 6:30 and they close, well, they've now got a vending machine to make that money. So it's a win-win for everyone across the board with these machines. It gives them a bit of a life because the fishing industry, you don't get to fish much, I've noticed, since I've been in the fishing industry. So now I've got a little bit more freedom, especially when we put ours out the front. So so that's the vending machines.
Brilliant stuff, mate, and thank you very much for showing us around. We love what you do down here. And
No, it's all right. You're welcome.
beautiful.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot, Boyd.
So easy.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's video. Keep up to date with our videos and podcasts by liking and sharing us on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Until next time, good luck fishing!